Hi, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Aerial Pendant. This is the 1378/65. Beautiful fixture. Very light, very airy. You can see through it, so it's great for applications. Let's say you have a house on the beach and you want to see the ocean, or you're in the mountains and you want to be able to see that beautiful scenery. You can see directly through this. That has that beautiful sculptural feeling, almost like a mobile. It's a great fixture. And even though it's really large, it doesn't seem heavy because of all those things. So we're going to talk about the size of it. That's going to be pretty important on this. So it talks about a diameter of 47.8 inches, and that's going to be all those points where the glass is kind of pointing out in the metal at the edges. So that seems like it's really big, and it is really big, because a lot of people have tables, dining tables, that are going to be about 42 to 45 inches wide by 73, 84, 96 inches long, something like that. And you may say, that's just going to be too wide. If I'm standing there and I lean in, I'm going to run right into it. Now, because this starts off overall height at 25 inches, 25.1, if you have an 8-foot ceiling, you can have this higher off the table than normal pendants and most other pendants. So you would have this as high off the table as 41 inches, which means that there is no problem with anyone kind of running into it. And I have this on the floor of my showroom, 8 feet off the floor. There's nothing under it. You can walk under it, and it looks great when you're looking up into it. The view of it from all around is really good that way. A lot of Hubbardton Forge pendants and pendants in general are kind of made to be seen from the side, but this one's made to be seen from the side and looking up. So I think this is where you kind of negate any issue with the size of it being over the dining room table by just having it above the table at a good height. There you go. A lot more information to talk about. Let's talk about those overall heights. And actually, before we do that, let's take a deep dive into the installations instructions, because there's going to be a lot of drawings there I'm going to talk about. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list, and there's lots of little parts, but they're easy to put together. But it's going to show you a lot of line drawings, schematic drawings of all of this fixture, including the canopy, how it's going to go over your junction box. This is what you guys have on your ceiling. This is a very light fixture. It's only 11 pounds, so it only needs to hang from a standard J box. There's no weight restriction on it, even though it seems really big. Canopy is 5 inches in diameter, so it goes over this fine without any problem. It's also already slope ceiling adaptable, so if you were putting it on a slope, there's a knuckle on the top of this that kind of bends, and it allows it to be slope ceiling adaptable already to 45 degrees, so we have you covered there. I want to talk about glass really quick on it. So the glass is this frosted slump glass, so it's beautifully made. It's all hand done, so you're going to be able to get a lot of light coming out of it, but you're not going to be able to see your bulbs, and that's kind of important to me. Okay, a little bit there. And then something else. So the overall height we talked about a minute ago, starting off at 25.1, going all the way to 70.1 with the rods that you're going to receive to begin with. And when you look at that install sheet, you're going to see a parts list, and it's going to show you that this is going to ship with three pieces of the 12, 1 piece of the 6, 1 piece of the 3, and a bunch of these little connectors you see on the end that come out. So, and it's easy to put together. You would basically put, what I would do is I would put a blanket on the floor on this one. I would put the fixture on that blanket. There's going to be a chart on that install sheet, and you can kind of see it on the Hubbardton Forge site and our site already. It's going to be over on that side, and it's going to show you on that chart all of these overall heights, and then it's going to show you which combinations of these pipes you're going to use to get to those overall heights. Okay, so once I figured that out, what I'm going to be needing for my installation, I would kind of put all those parts out, and I would kind of build my fixture going up from the floor. And I would put on a connector, I would put on a pipe, I would put on a connector and a pipe, but I would be actually, while I'm doing that, I would be feeding the wires through those little pieces one by one and then screwing them together. So you kind of build it up. Eventually they're going to exit your canopy up on the ceiling. Very easy to put this together. Takes just a couple minutes, okay? And there's going to be, you'll notice this is going to be in there too. This is a universal adapter, so it can go over a variety of different kinds of J boxes that are out in the world. So see all the little holes on there? That's why that's there. And simple, simple, simple. Okay, so keep going with this. Now, if you need this to be longer than 70 inches from the ceiling to the bottom, maybe you're coming off a 2-story or a 3-story room, right? and we can go longer. So this is going to ship with 132 inches of wire to begin with, and the height of your fixture we know is let's see, 25 at its shortest. So I can get you easily down 12 feet, basically, with just the wire that's there. You'd only have to order additional kits. Those additional kits are going to have one 12-piece, one 6-piece, and one 3-inch piece. And they're not very expensive. You'll just email me to tell me what you need to get your overall height, selected from what you guys need in the field. If you need to go way beyond that 10 feet, you would email me and you're saying that you're going to be looking at the 1378/65. You would tell me I need it to be 15 feet overall height or 20 feet overall height from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture, and we have a customs department where we take care of all that every day. Now let's talk about lamping and what you can put into this. You're going to notice it's going to be using these, and these are these little chandelier sockets that are still used all over the place in smaller capacities, smaller areas. They're talking about using what's called a B11 light bulb, and a B11 light bulb is a smaller version of this. This is a B12. This is the kind of the standard bulb we all grew up with, torpedo. They also come in incandescent flame tip too. So the B11 is a little smaller, and when they talk about a B11, it's really because they need some airspace around the inside of the bulb and inside of that glass, because there's a chance that you're going to use an incandescent. And a 60-watt incandescent B11 is going to be the max that you can use on this because of the heat generated by an incandescent bulb. However, if you want to go LED, and you should, here's an incandescent like I said, here's an LED, and this is what we use in our showroom. And I like the clear ones, just so you know. And then this has frosted glass, so you don't have to worry about being able to see the filaments. But going back to our guy here. So if you want to go with the LED, and I think you should, you can get a 60-watt equivalent B12, a regular one in there with no problem. So, because like I said, I have this on the showroom floor, and I have played around with bulbs in this, and I put in a standard size chandelier bulb, and I put in a 60-watt equivalent, 75-watt equivalent. I was scouting around on Amazon this morning, and I saw an 80-watt equivalent, but I also know these come in a 100-watt equivalent too. So do you need a 100-watt equivalent in each of these sockets? Probably not, but it's there if you need it. So this can produce quite a bit of light. Just always remember that, and it's good there. So it's a dimmable fixture without any problems, so it's good to talk to your installer about that. Just make sure they know you're going to be using either incandescent or LEDs, because there are different dimmers in the world that are going to use for that. It's also, because this is going to ship on a pallet, because it's such a broad fixture, it doesn't really get into UPS. It's just too large to get in there. But it's going to ship on a pallet on something called common carrier, which are the big trucks. And because of that, it's a non-returnable fixture. So it's really important to get your ducks in a row on this fixture. You can call and talk to me, or email me, send me pictures of your room, drawings if you have architectural drawings, as well as ceiling heights, and I can work through with you exactly what you're going to need so you get everything that's going to be correct. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below, so scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart, so you can click on dark smoke, you can click on soft gold, doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton forged fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton forged. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton forged doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a what's on display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway, because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay. That's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.